Hey, this is Brandon Lewin. I am going to share with you a little bit more about our process and how to generate qualified online real estate leads. So this is actually a peek inside of the process that will change your life forever, for the best, of course, obviously. So let's jump right into it. Why I love real estate. Well, just like you, I actually, when I was a young whippersnapper, I grew up as an entrepreneur. My father raised me, and my mother, but my dad being mostly the entrepreneur in the family, and raised me to be an entrepreneur, understand, see the options. And what actually happened is that I had a couple different entrepreneurial ventures as I was growing up. My first one was I was 10 and I was shoveling snow in the winter to get a pair of sneakers. And it was something that my dad brought to my attention. And then as life went on later, I started my first business in college. And then I read The $1 Million Real Estate Agent. And that's when I was in college and I was like, oh man, I want to become a real estate agent. Took the test and I never did anything with it. Later on, I read another book, and The Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which he talks a lot about real estate in there as well. And it changed the trajectory of where I was going in my life. And those two books have dramatically impacted my life in a positive way. So later on, I became a financial advisor. And as you know, financial advisors are very similar to real estate agents. One where we were regulated. I'm no longer a financial advisor, but we were regulated. And as much as we might work for a company, which I worked for the National Life Group, I was on my own, just like a real estate agent. And during that time, I was just like how a lot of real estate agents were. Didn't know what to do, how to generate more qualified leads. I pretty much tried for 3 years. I tried everything. And what I mean by everything, I tried digital billboard ads that were inside of dental offices, inside of beauty salons. I tried print advertisements. I tried online advertisements. I bought leads. I used expired contracts and people that were no longer working with a financial advisor that was with the company. I did networking. I did chamber events. I built strategic partnerships. I did workshops. I sent direct mail. I did everything possible. And I also started using, this was back in 2008, I started using social media. And that's when I started really picking up networking, speaking. Social media were my main go-to components of building a business. And so I was like, you know what? I need to do more of this. And once you find your mixture that works best for you, you got to double down on it. You got to just go hard. And that's what I did. And I was able to grow my business. And when I was doing that and I started growing my business and things were going really, really well for me, I had a lot of money sitting there as a 25-year-old. I didn't know what to do with it. And my options at the time, from, again, going back to reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad, was buy a real estate property or start a business. And luckily in 2008, I did buy a property, but I also started a business. So I did both of the best worlds. And so during that period of time, though, I started to share what I was doing with my own marketing with other people, and they were taking it and they were growing. And a lot of them I'd run across were real estate agents. And that's when a light bulb went off. I was like, holy cow, I can do this and I can help people. So when I started my next business, it was a marketing agency. And that's when I decided I wanted to work with realtors and brokers. It was a passion of mine. I partnered up with a lot of them. It was an industry that obviously I've been very excited and interested in for a long time. And so I had the opportunity of doing that. And in 2017, I actually helped MAP's coaching department, or Keller Williams coaching department, MAP's, with their social media and online advertising for their courses. And I got to work a lot with the successful agents who were the coaches and the leaders of the courses. And I got also to work with the people and listen, hear really what the struggles and frustrations and concerns were from the real estate agents that were not quite where they wanted to be yet, not where the successful agents were, and that were striving to get to that point. And so I listened very, very closely. And what I heard was that there was a lot of need for using technology to leverage for opportunities. And those opportunities being, finding new partners, finding new target markets, finding new leads, generating more deals. These were all parts of it. And as much as the old school stuff, door knocking and all that still works, there is still a big passion and big need for the using and leveraging the capabilities that technology provides. So Lewin Media, which is my company, and I want to help all real estate agents and brokers live free and make a difference in the world. Because most real estate agents want to do good, want to help, want to give back. And so that's really our why. Now, what's your why? What do you, why do you do what you do? Why do you help people? Why are you in real estate? And that's something you really have to think about. If you have that definition, fantastic. That is incredible. You are obviously well ahead of the pack. But if you haven't really jotted that reason down, that why, then it's time to do that. And something else that you need to do, this is more of like a public service announcement, but we are all obligated to make money, a lot of money. And it's not to say that money should be looked at as a bad thing. Money is a great thing, because when you're a good person, you have a good soul and you have a drive to make a difference in this world. The more money you have, the more capabilities you have to change this, to change the world, to make impact, to donate to certain causes, to really help people in the right way. $20 here and there is great, and it goes a long way and can help in a lot of difference. But imagine if you can donate $20,000 every quarter or every month. I mean, imagine having that capability of doing that, and what that $20,000 will do for certain causes. It's obviously a much bigger impact than $20. So there's a need for that. So today, with this video, I'm going to specifically reveal 3 secrets that are going to help you out. And then it really, even if you don't decide to move forward and use us and go through our class, you'll at least be able to take this information and use some of it to apply it and make a difference in your life right away. So either way, I hope you get a lot out of this, and I hope you do consider using us for your lead generation purposes and using our processes, because it's proven and there's a lot of great things that people are doing, and it's changed so many people's lives, as you'll see as we go on. So the 3 secrets we're going to talk about is the targeting the right audience, setting up effective ads, and the follow-up system, automatically following up. So automating part of that process. And if you stick with us to the end of this, I'm going to share with you a little special surprise, because I have a gift for you just to say thank you and show you my gratitude. All right, so who am I? Well, my name, again, is Brandon Lewin. And as you saw, as a young entrepreneur, my dad raised me to be a forward thinker, to think for myself, and to see opportunities and help people solve problems. That's really what I love to do. I love helping people solve problems with the skills that I possess. And I'm a speaker, I'm an author, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a husband first and foremost, and a father as well. I have 3 beautiful children, and I have an incredible wife that is extremely supportive in everything that I do and takes tremendous care of our 3 little children. And we made our way from Chicago. I spent 32 years of my life in Chicago, and we moved ourselves 3.5 years ago down to Austin, Texas. And for a lot of number of reasons, one of them mainly being that I wanted to grow personally and professionally. And what better way to do that is to remove yourself from your support system. And so, as a lot of people say, it takes a village. Most people move back to places where their parents are. Both my parents and all my family friends, majority of my family, and friends are in Chicago. And so I did the complete opposite and we moved down to Texas, and it's been incredible. Very supportive. Family still comes down to visit us. We go back and visit, but it's been an incredible experience, both professionally and personally, and I wouldn't change anything for the world. My wife is extremely happy, and as you know, a happy wife is a happy life. So, but I do a ton, and what I do and why I love doing what I do is, again, I get to work with people who are making a difference. And my goal has always been, when I went back on my own with my company, well back in 4.5 years ago, was to help 5 billion people. And we're getting there. It's been over 1 million. We're getting there slowly but surely. But it's progress, right? That you have to have big goals. And the major reason I wanted to help 5 billion people wasn't necessarily all of them directly, but helping more people to help other people. And so the more I can help realtors, the more they can help people, and the more they can help people with starting their careers in real estate, with them getting people put in homes. And so there's a lot of great aspects of what we're doing to help people grow. Before I went off on my own, I worked for a digital marketing and digital intelligence company that was venture backed. It had 4 offices, one of them being in Chicago, where I lived. The main headquarters was in Vancouver. We had an office in Phoenix and also in Montreal. And my job at the time was actually to sell tickets for our training courses. We did digital intelligence and digital marketing training courses for Fortune 500 companies all the way down to mom and pop shops. So we had like computer camps that came to our course. We also had the American Medical Association. We worked on Papa John's. We worked on the state of Nevada and their tourist department, the Travel in Nevada. That's what one of our clients. Interscope Records was one of our clients. And so we worked with a lot of bigger companies, but we also worked with the websites that sold tchotchkes. I remember I worked with a company that sold a lot of antique ornaments for Christmas, and I actually bought my wife a easy bake oven ornament, which she loved as she was growing up, and she was extremely thrilled with me. So we got to help these little businesses and also the big ones, and actually we trained agencies as well. So I traveled half my time going around different parts of North America, Canada, and the US, and training these companies in person. It was a 5-day workshop for 8 hours each day. I also helped them expand into an international. We started licensing this out. So we opened, at the time when I was up there responsible for it, we opened up in India, in Greece, in London, and Spain. And I helped with all those launches. I took the company from 800,000 in sales to 1.3. It was strictly all e-commerce. We implemented a lot of what we're going to go over today. And it was an incredible experience. But through that, I knew that I wanted to get back out there. And one of the things I want to do is grow my own training company, my own department and university to help realtors and entrepreneurs, because realtors are really entrepreneurs. And so that's where I came from. And like I said, I've been speaking and training for well over 12 years, actually. It's been about 14 years, but I've been professionally trained. I've done speaking engagements for associations. I've trained some of the largest corporations, Toyota being one of our clients, and actually created a social media marketing program for Google for the partner program. So it's been a hell of a ride, and we're back at it making a huge difference in the real estate industry. So one thing I want to really touch on here is that there's a truth alert when it comes to online leads. And the fact of the matter is that lead generation, and especially online lead generation, is not easy at all. No sirree, Bob. It is certainly not easy, as many of you probably know. And just lead generation is difficult, but online leads are no different. It's not an easy task. I mean, as much as it can be difficult to knock on doors or cold call people, as we'll see, it's all hard work. And as my friend over here, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, yes, I am friends with him. No, I'm not really friends with him, but I admire The Rock because he puts in a lot of hard work. And that's what it takes to generate some leads and to really find some qualified prospects. So But the nice thing is that we've done a lot of this hard work. And so we're going to show you how to use it in the right way instead of you can stand on our shoulders instead of having to worry about figuring all this out on your own, which you can. You can go on the internet and figure all this out, but it's going to take you a lot of time. And it's going to take you a lot of time, a lot of effort, and you're going to invest a lot of money just to figure out what not to do. And we've done this already. We've done it for you. We've worked on, a number of different real estate companies and agencies. And so we have already not perfected, because it's never perfect. It's always going to evolve, but we have gotten down to a science. And so it gets results, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So typical online lead generation outcomes, typically highly competitive. You use the Trulia, the Realtor.com, you're going against 6, 7 other agents. A lot of times they're not serious leads either, and they could be a waste of money. And so there's a bit of a disconnect there that you have to be careful with. And so you got to make sure when you're doing all of this that and another major thing here is you have no control when you use other people's sites. If you're relying on another brand, and even though they might be, I just heard this from another realtor down in Tampa, he started using a service, and although they highlight the agents and they do agents in all parts of the country, it's still under their brand. Their logo is front and center. It's not owned by that agent. And that's the problem here. This always has been the problem with Zillow and Realtor and all these other sites, is that when you don't own the control, when it's not in the ball's not in your court, when you aren't the one that they're seeing first and foremost, if it's not your page, if it's not your community page, because you can use community pages as well, if it's not something that you own, then you're up shit's creek, to be quite honest, to be frank. So, you have to be able to, own your own marketing and own your own data and take control of the situation. So what are the other forms of lead generation? Well, I'll touch on it in a little bit. There's the cold calling, and cold calling's fun, right? I mean, who loves cold calling? Raise your hands. I am one of those weirdos and unusual people that absolutely love cold calling. You might have actually got a cold call from me or a cold text from me, and this is how you got to this video. And if that's the case, well, I appreciate you. It's not an easy thing for someone to take in consideration, someone who just out of the blue texts them or calls them. But it does work, and I'm really all about building up a connection and a relationship. And it has to start somewhere. I don't know everybody in the world, so I got to start there and reach out to people. It never hurts to ask, right? And the worst thing that can happen, they say no. But it is, all those forms can be very, very effective, and they are effective, but also very time consuming, right? So you can do those, but what if you at the same time had somebody else or another form of marketing that is also generating leads while you're doing the cold calling, while you're doing the cold texting, while you're knocking on doors, while you're networking, while you're out there having dinner with a client, while you're out there showing properties. I mean, all this behind the scenes stuff that technology can allow you to do. Why not, if you had the opportunity, why not have something do that for you? So it does. All this takes time. It takes time to take back control and learn how to generate highly motivated buyer leads online, but also seller leads too, and even recruiting. You can do this for buyers, sellers, investors, recruiting. Even if you're outside of the general residential real estate, it works for commercial. It works for roofers. I mean, anything within the real estate industry, this process does work. And if you do it the right way and leverage the right process. So, the other thing is that you complete the other, that's the other thing, is that with this, and we talked about this will complement the other lead generation efforts. If you're farming, let's say if you're walking around the neighborhood knocking on doors, right? What you can actually do is as you're doing that, and even prior to doing that, if you target that specific area in which you're going to farm and just have a video of you talking about how you can help people and why you do what you do and introducing yourself to people, that is another way of getting in front of them. So when you do go knock on those doors, they're going to be, hey, you know what? I've seen you before. Don't I know you from somewhere? And you're like, maybe. I don't believe we've met, but you might have seen me on my Facebook ads. I'm a big fan of Simpsons. I don't know if you guys remember watching that, but Simpsons, they always had the guy, you might remember me from this and that. Anyway, that's the point, is that it can complement a lot of what you're doing. If you're sending out emails, let's say you have an email list, you can use your email list and target them also with Facebook and Instagram ads. There's ways to create custom audiences in there. So you can hit multi-channels, have an omnipresence, as they call it, and hit them in every angle. It's the most effective way. So let's jump into the specific process, right? Are you ready? Are you with me? You ready? Let's do this. Just give me although I can't see you, but you can give me a little fist bump, or, give me a woo, a little Ric Flair, woo. Let's do it. All right. So the 3 secrets we're going to go over today: targeting the right audience, setting up effective ads, and using a follow-up system. So secret number 1 is targeting the right audience. So you really, if you haven't done this already, if you have, great. If you haven't done this, think about who your dream client is. Think about either the people that you've worked with in the past that you've absolutely loved so much. You connected. It was easy to work with them. You might have experienced some challenges along the way, but you thoroughly enjoyed that process with them. Think about those people. Also, think about, who do you relate with? Where's your current life? Have you bought a property in the last couple of years? Do you have a young family? Are you guys growing? Maybe you have a young family, you bought a property, now you had to sell it, and then you had to upgrade to a new property because you had to expand, your family got bigger, right? These are the scenarios. Maybe you're a baby boomer and you have had to downsize in the last couple of years. Maybe you've had a millennial child in the house and you had to help them find property. Maybe you have started investing in real estate and now you have the know-how of what it is to be a realtor, or an investor. You're obviously a realtor, and an investor. So think about these things. Also cultural situations, maybe that you're a certain religion and you can relate to those people. Maybe you're a certain culture, Latinos, Latinas, African Americans, American Indians, the Asian Americans. There's all sorts of different cultures out there. Perhaps that's one way you can actually relate to people. Stages of life, maybe you're a veteran. Perhaps you like to work with new builds. That's another way of going about it. There's a lot of opportunities. So you got to think about, how can you relate to them, but also how can you help them with the experiences that you've already gone through. Another one could be like a divorcee. Perhaps you've gone through a divorce and you understand that process. People need that help, especially during those times. Those are not easy times. I'm a child of divorce. I understand. I've seen it from the other side of it. I've never experienced it, but I've seen that, and it's not easy. It can be very challenging and very difficult on families, but knowing that you have a good person in your corner helping you through that process, and that goes a long way. So especially someone that can relate and empathize with that person in that scenario. So make sure you have that put down on a piece of paper. You have written it out. You understand who your dream client is, because that's going to be a big part of what we're doing moving forward. The other thing is data. And so data, what I mean by data is everything is data. You have data. You have all sorts of data that you don't understand. First thing, very simply, you go back, and if you have a database, see if you have a collection of email addresses or phone numbers of people that you have worked with in the past prospects or current clients. And all you need is at least 100, if not more. More is better, but all you need to do is start with 100. And if you don't have 100 yet, the beautiful thing is that you could probably sit down, now that you have a list of the type, or you have an idea of the type of people you want to work with, start to pull together a list. Perhaps it's people that you're already connected with. You can go out there and search for stuff. And so all you need to do, and then there's other ways to accumulate this list, which is a little bit more advanced, but all you need is this list, and you can use it inside of Facebook for Facebook and Instagram ads, because Instagram is owned by Facebook and their advertising platform is for both. And so you can use this to create what they call custom audience, and then you create a lookalike audience. So you find more people that look like the audience that you have. So if you have a whole list of potential ideal prospects sitting right there with their name, phone number, or email address, you just take that, you upload it to Facebook, and they will help you find more of those people. That's the beauty in all this. So you have to have data. Own your data. That is incredible. You have data, own the data, and if you don't have it, there's ways to actually buy the data, and it's relatively inexpensive. We're talking about like 7 cents per person that you can collect that information for. And so, and if you need some help with that, you can let us know. We can actually help you find that data that you're looking for. So let's move on. The targeting. So when you get inside Facebook, you can see up here there is the custom audience option up there. It says custom audiences. You put in a custom audience if you've already uploaded it. You can also create that lookalike audience, and then you can start targeting them by location, by age, what kind of language they speak, and from that perspective, and then you can start to see on the right how many potential, what's the reach, the amount of people. And that reach is important because you don't want to be too narrow, but you also don't want it to be too broad. So what we typically say is if you have an audience of about 40,000 plus people, as long as it's not up to like a couple million is not necessarily bad, but it just depends on where you are located and who you're targeting. But 40,000 plus is always a good starting point. You start there, and then you can expand out, and you can reach the people that you want to reach. So let's listen to, this is actually Matt Ellis, who's a roofer actually, and he did a lot of door knocking. And he's got a great story of how he used our system to find a great opportunity, and it's helped him tremendously.
Hi, my name is Matt Ellis. I'm from Texas. I've been working with Brandon, and what he's really helped me out with is understanding how to create advertisements through Facebook and be able to target a specific audience within a specific geographical area for different types of storm-related activity. And he has taught me a wealth of information. I mean, it's been incredible to be able to get leads. He's taught me how to set these leads up and get leads where people are providing their phone numbers, their emails, and then when I call them, they know exactly who I am. And I wouldn't be able to do that without Brandon and understanding that entire process. It has turned out to become very financial beneficial to me. I've landed my biggest roof ever through this one. A guy out in Hutto had other guys knock on his door, and he saw my advertisement on Facebook and reached out to me. I went out and inspected his property, and during that process, he was like, "You're the nicest guy that's come by. You've been providing more information than anybody else, and there's no question I'm going to go with anybody else but you." So thank you, Brandon, in this entire process. It's been tremendous fun. Thanks.
Well, there you go. Always love Matt and his candidness. He's very open and forward. And so, as you can see, he had a great opportunity. He found one of his biggest clients to this date, and he's continued to use this since then. He's actually gone on and started his own business. But you can see, though, is that in our class, our lead generation masterclass, we show you, and this is exactly what we did with Matt and a lot of our other students that have gone through it, we show you how to target the right audience. We give you everything you need to do. We give you suggestions on how to grow a list if you don't have it. We show you how to use an existing one, how to create the custom audiences, how to target them, how to find the interest, how to leverage other opportunities inside of Facebook to grow your list and grow your target audience. So we give you everything. We show you how to do it. You don't have to guess or try to do a bunch of research. We give you everything you need. So let's move on to secret number 2. The beyond targeting, you have to have the right ads, because the ads are only as good as the audience you target. So the key thing is that if you know your audience, you know how to talk to them properly, meaning that you can actually gear an ad towards your specific client. This is why I say write down who your dream client is, because if you know who those people are, you can talk to them the way they understand it. You can hit with those feelings that go right here, that hit them in the heart, the emotions, because some of us buy off of emotions, some of us buy off of logic. But if you know your ideal customer, you can talk to those pain points, to those, family who's just growing. I totally understand, your family's growing. You bought this house. You had no idea that things were going to go the way it's gone. And now it's time for you to upgrade. Your home has done its job, and now you have to move on to the next one. So I can help you with helping you sell your property, and I can help you with finding that new place that will be that home for you for the next 15, 20 years, that you'll be able to build memories in. So let me help you with this. I've gone through this personally. My family, you can see my kids were once at this age, and then next thing you know, we had multiple kids, and they started overtaking the house, and that 3-bedroom house was no longer going to satisfy our living needs. And so it was time for us to upgrade. And then we were able to find a new house. We sold our home to a fantastic family, and now we're living very comfortably, and we have no plans of moving anytime soon. And we're creating new memories in this house. So there you go. You have something like that. You know how to talk to them. You can relate. They feel that. They feel that passion. They can feel that commonality. They can connect with you right away, and trust is being built before you even get a chance to sit down with them. That is huge. That is just, I can't tell you how incredible that is before you get into it. So what you want to do is you create the ads. You have to have a story in there. You can have some, depending on who you're going after. Sometimes people want to go after, certain clients, and they have to have very short, precise stuff, as this one is. Others are longer. There's videos that are based in there, not just images. But every ad's going to be a little bit different, because it's all based on you and your ideal client. So it's all going to look not the same. But we give you that template of what to say, how to say it. The call to actions, the hooks, the attention grabbers. We give you everything that you need from what they call direct marketing response advertising component. The David Ogilvy's, the godfathers of advertising, the people that are content writers, how to use all this. And then we capture the information inside of Facebook using a lead generation. So you grab their name, phone number, and email address right there, and then you capture it, and then you can take them to another page. You can take them to a scheduling where they can sit down, or they can schedule their own time to talk with you, or you can just follow up with them automatically. And we have that all set up. And so you can see different places for different ads. It works in all markets, but the content can always be different. So this is a quote that I love, as I just said, from David Ogilvy. What you say in advertising is more important than how you say it. So again, what you say is more important than how you say it. And so you really have to understand and get in the minds of your audience. And that way when you relate with people, you can do that. It's just, I can't tell you how big of a game changer it is. So you can see from what we've done, the amount of leads that come out of this. In less than a week, we've put up an ad. In 4 days, 5 leads came through. And that's on a very modest budget, meaning that it was $10 per day just to start off, see how this thing goes. And so far, it's been great. Less than $8 per lead. It's $7 in some change. And then had a relevant score in there, which you can see is at a 7. It's based on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best. And what that relevance means is that you're getting in front of the right people, giving the right message, and they're having a positive experience when they see those ads, because people can click on an ad and say, I don't want to see this anymore. And that's considered a negative response, and it means it's not relevant. So that drops your score down. A lot of times when you see people who don't know what they're doing in ads, they are paying a lot more for the cost per lead, and the relevance score is low. It's at like a 2, 3, sometimes 4. It can even, I've never seen it at a 1, but I've seen it as low as a 2. And that's when you're not doing the right things. And so that costs you money. This is what I mean. When you have it done the right way, you can help and bypass those mistakes that I've already done, that people on my team have already done, and we know what you need to look for. Here's another one. In 2 weeks, we were able to actually generate 32 leads. This was a bigger budget. This was $33 per day, and this was at a lower cost. We were able to get it at 30 or at less than $6 a lead, and that was incredible. Incredible response. And this is typical. Like, we see an average of like between $5 to $10 per lead, and it can scale up. It can go from $10 to $50 a day, or $10 to $100 a day. It just really depends on what you're looking to do. If you can handle 32 leads in 2 weeks, fantastic. Let's do it. So you have to, it works, and it closes deals. It does. Here's another friend of mine, Chris Bear, who has a great story, and I'll let him tell it to you.
Hey everybody, Chris Bear here with Keller Williams. I just wanted to come to you guys and let you know that I've just recently started the Lewin Media program for Facebook advertising. I don't do Facebook advertising a whole lot, other than probably what most of us have done is boosted a post, and I've done that for years, and unfortunately probably haven't got the best feedback and the best results from it. So I reached out to Brandon through a mutual friend. We kick-started the program, and then we started an ad on Friday. Within probably less than a week, I probably had 7 leads, one of which I have under a buyer's rep agreement, and getting ready to get out and look at homes. So if you have any hesitation about starting the program, reach out to Brandon. It's a great setup and easy process, and before you know it, you'll be on your way.
I love Chris. He's a good dude. He had a really interesting story. So he told you what happened in his first week, and he was actually in the process of moving. So he paused his leads, his campaigns, so he could move and give himself a couple weeks. And then he went back to it and turned it back on. And he sent me a text and was like, Brandon, like, this is incredible. The leads are coming back in. And this was a few months ago. And since then, he actually has, I believe, 7 people under buyer reps agreements. He's closed a couple of those deals. And he's sitting pretty. I mean, he rocked the end of 2018, and he's rocking the beginning of 2019. So it's been really great to see him and the success he's having, and the happiness that he's living now. Before things were a little bit tighter, and now things are more comfortable, and he's able to enjoy a little bit more time with his family. So it's just, this is why people like Chris and what his story is, and how he now takes his success and what he's doing with it. That's why we do what we do. I mean, this makes my heart, really feel good, and it's really the driver in everything that we do. So this is what we want for everybody. We want that. And so inside of our lead generation in the masterclass, we give you the content. We give you everything, but we give you the content. We give you the templates. We help you with creating it. We'll actually set up a campaign for you to begin with, and we'll create custom content specifically for you based on our model. And then you can go through the class and see how it's created, and then do it for yourself for future campaigns. But it's definitely an incredible process. So the third secret here, the follow-up system, right? All right, so there's a couple different ways. Depending on what you have, some of you might already have a CRM. Some have KV Core. Some have Boomtown. There's a lot of different CRMs out there. This one particularly is Agent Legend that we have used in the past, but this really works across any platform. It doesn't matter. It's pretty easily. It's really just about the steps, right? And so there's a total of 10-day follow-up system here. And what day one looks like is that they get a voicemail, a ringless voicemail drop here specifically. But what we recommend is actually, if you can, just pick up the phone and call them directly within the first 10 minutes. It's extremely effective. If they don't pick up, then you send out an email, then you send out a text, and then you follow up day 2 with another call, another text. And then day 3 is a repeat of day 1, and then day 2 is basically repeated through day 4 to day 10. And it works really well. There's a 41% response rate. Well, 40% in this one. On average, it's been a 41% rate, a response rate on this particular process follow-up system. And so it works really great. The beauty in all this is that if they contact you, if you contact them right away and you get a hold of them, fantastic. You can grab some information from them, set that appointment, whatever you need to be, whatever that call to action, because it's going to be different. Buyers are going to be different than the listing leads. But based on that, you can get the responses and you can move forward. If not, you have this automated follow-up system. So again, you are doing what you need to be doing, and you have this follow-up system. So part of this is that you can track it too. You can see it. It's automatically going out, but you're tracking all the information that's going out too. And then we actually help set up notifications inside of, because Facebook doesn't notify you once a lead comes through. So they'll start with that follow-up process. You'll also get a notification right away with their name, phone number, email address. If you have any other questions, you ask inside that lead form. It'll be included in the email, but you get that automatically to your cell phone. It'll come to your email as long as you got your cell phone connected with your email. You'll be able to see the information, jump on there, make a call, text them, whatever you need to do to get a hold of them, or that follow-up system will just kind of take place. So it's an incredible system, but the key to all this is the follow-up. You could generate leads out your ears. They could be oozing out your ears, but if you're not following up, and I know it's hard, right? Like, this is a common thing among all people that are in the world of sales, which is a lot of realtors, which is myself. Follow-up is hard. It's not easy. But if you can automate part of that process, it takes so much off of you. Imagine if you have something, an automated tool, an extension of yourself, doing something and touching people 8, 10, 12, 15, 16 times. Because they say 7, 8 times is the magic number in touches to convert people in sales. Not nowadays. Nowadays it's probably more close to 15, 16, maybe even 20 touches when it comes down to, because we have our attention spans and things happen and we're always connected and blah, blah, blah. There's so many different reasons why, but the follow-up is the key in all this. So we help you in the lead generation masterclass. We give you everything, including this follow-up system, including the text to put in there. And what to say and how to text them and what to say in the email and even the script for the phone. We give you everything. It's just incredible, my friend. I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed with what we give you. And it's our entire process in a box, plug and play. We give you from soup to nuts, from beginning to end, everything you need. All you have to do is watch it, implement it. We even will go ahead, and now we've gone to the point where we're implementing the first campaign for you. That way you can get up and running, and then you can take your time kind of learning this process, but at the same time you're getting the leads through, you're calling, you're making deals, you're going back, you spend some time learning this, you're taking the phone calls, sending text messages, getting the deals, writing up agreements, doing everything you need to do. We want you to be successful as soon as possible, and this is our way of doing that for you and helping you. So, real quickly, what we've revealed in the last 40 some minutes is that the 3 secrets: targeting the right audience, setting up the effective ads, and using a follow-up system to incorporate all this. So the question comes down to, who wants to generate leads? Is that you? Do you want to? Because I want to. And so if you're in that boat, let's go. And one question I wanted to ask you too is, can I help you? Is it okay? Can I please help you? I want to help you grow your business, grow your team, and change your life, create more freedom, make a difference, help you make more of a difference of what you're already doing. So can I help you? Is that all right? Well, if that's a yes, great, stick with me. If it's a no, then you can jump off now if you want to. But I'm going to show you right now how we're going to be able to help you. So our masterclass, our lead generation class, is an online training portal. And so you get a bunch of modules. You get a total of actually 10 modules, and you're going to get you're going to get a bunch of videos inside of each module. It's going to take you from step by step by step. It's going to show you the buyer side. It's going to show you the seller side. It's going to show you some investors information in there. You're going to get everything you need to know from beginning to end: how to set up, how to find the target audience, how to create the content, what content to use, image, videos, everything. We're going to do all that for you and show you in the class. So you get the entire process in the lead generation masterclass. Everything. Again, the target audiences. You get the ads and how to create a lead form and what to put in the lead form and what questions to ask if you want to ask more questions to just beyond just the contact information. We're going to show you the follow-up system. Again, everything from soup to nuts is what we're going to provide for you. This is Travis. Travis is another realtor that was similar to Chris, actually. He's been using boosted posts on Facebook with goose eggs, 0 results. He started using our process, and he went from producing 0 leads online to getting 2 to 3 on average. And he was able to start closing those deals, working those leads, and really just being able to grow his business. And so now he is, again, living more comfortably, being able to hit that income level that he wanted to hit, and he's feeling good. He's feeling real good. And that's what we want to do for other people. We want to be able to help you do more with what you have, because we all have skills. You all have something. We all have something to give. So why not let us help you get that out there more and find more people that you can help. And in return, you'll be able to live a more comfortable life, hit your goals, do whatever else you want to do that'll make a difference for you and your family and your life, whatever the case may be. So, like I said, we give you everything in there. Plus, now we're going to actually set up one campaign for you to help you start generating that business right away. And that, I can't tell you, is such a boost. It's like a jumpstart your heart if it's not properly beating right away. So there we go. So the special surprise, start generating leads right away. That's our special surprise. We're going to include that. A lot of people do the bonuses and all that, but this is just, I want to give you and help you. And this is another client that we were able to help. He was able to generate, they were the ones who were generating 32 leads. They got up to 150 leads per month. They had to hire 2 new agents to bring on. And so it's been an incredible process. The lead generation masterclass, it works for everyone. It doesn't matter if you're in one state or in a smaller market or a bigger market. It works for every market, for every person. It doesn't matter, and it works with everyone in every type of background. So we're excited. We've seen this. We've tested it. We're excited to have you to be a part of this. And this is, again, just to go to show, these are some other people that have gone through our class and be able to get the leads up and running. So take a look at this for a second.
What I loved about the training is how user-friendly you made putting an ad together. It's definitely like a foreign language, but you helped us click through it, and in no time we had it.
So I just wanted to come to you guys and let you know that
you've seen Chris.
I've just recently started the Lewin Media program for Facebook advertising. Probably less than a week, I probably had 7 leads. If you have any hesitation about starting the program, reach out to Brandon. It's a great setup and easy process.
I thought the training was excellent.
Everybody.
It's something I've wanted to do for a long time, and today's process was easy, it was understandable, I was able to write the content, and I'm so excited I did my first Facebook ad. I launched it. It's awesome. Thank you so much, Brandon.
Doesn't matter if you're tech savvy or not tech savvy. It works for everybody.
What me out with is understanding how to create advertisements through Facebook and be able to target a specific audience within a specific geographical area for different types of storm-related activity. And he has taught me a wealth of information. I mean, it's been incredible to be able to get leads. He's taught me how to set these leads up and get leads where people are providing their phone numbers, their emails, and then when I call them, they know exactly who I am. And I wouldn't be able to do that without Brandon and understanding that entire process.
So there you go. All right, here's the special surprise for you guys. Normally, for the setup of the masterclass, it is a one-time investment. That's it. Typically, it starts at $2,000, and it can go up from there, and just depending if you want to do more setups or add some other features to it. But it starts at $2,000 as one-time investment. It's not a monthly investment. You do have to pay for your online ads for Facebook, and like you've seen in some of the examples, it can start off at $10 a day, which is really the minimum that we recommend, and then it can go up to $33 a day. It can go up to $50 a day. You can scale it as much as you want. So there's that. But today, if you take advantage and you click down below, we're going to help you take action, and we're going to set up a campaign for you, give the masterclass, and we're going to take off some moolah to help you save right away, but actually get a faster return on your investment if you really think about it, because this is an investment. You're going to make your money back. All you need is a couple deals, like 2 deals, and this is your money back in your bank. And trust me, with this process, as you've seen with the results, you will get this money back. So you're just going to invest it now to get a return on it. And we're going to help you get a bigger return faster by 1, helping you set it up, by 2, taking a little bit of money off. And we're doing that really for you to take action. If you take action today and you do that, you get it. If not, the prices are going to go back up, plain and simple. And that's okay. Like, whatever you want to do. Again, this is not a pressure situation. I just want to help you. And if I can, wonderful. And if you decide this is not a good fit for you, fantastic. No big deal. No harm done. I appreciate your time. But I really want to help. Our goal has always been to help every single real estate agent and broker out there. So let us help you grow your business. And if you're ready to take that step, then you definitely want to click down below. I appreciate you guys. I really do. So make sure, again, if you want to take advantage of that deal, $1,200, it's $800 off. And so, again, a couple deals, you'll be able to make your money back. Click down below. I just want to reiterate why I love real estate. And the reason I do is that you guys make such a big difference. You can impact people's lives. People truly enjoy being able to find a home, and it doesn't matter the situation. Like, sometimes, obviously, if they're well off, they got good credit, they got money in the bank, maybe they had a current home and now they're looking to upgrade, that really makes a difference for people. But also, you have the other people who haven't had that point. They're afraid. They're not sure if they can actually get a property because they're afraid their credit isn't there. They're not making enough money. They don't have enough money for down payment. And so, but what they don't realize is that if they can talk to somebody like you, you can help them, even if it's not right away, you can help them with a game plan to get to that point. And that goes a long way. Either way, in this scenario, maybe it's also helping someone find their first place. They're not married yet, but they want to buy a property. That's what they want to do. So great, you help them achieve their goals, because that is going to kickstart them later on in life. So when they get to the point where they want to grow or they want to invest or whatever their goals may be, you help them start that path, and then you can help them more as your future goes on and as their future goes on. And it could be the other way. It could be someone who's downsizing and they're ready to move into a small home or whatever they want to do, or they just want to move into like a little quaint place so they could travel the world. That's another dream. You are dream makers, and this is why I love real estate. I want to help you guys, help people, and dramatically impact. So again, take advantage of this deal. Really do. You're not going to be disappointed. We do have a 7-day guarantee. If you start going through the training and you say, you know what, I don't find any value in this, I want my money back, we'll give you your money back. Not a problem. So there's no risk. 7 days is plenty of time for you guys to jump in there and and get to see the value of it and start to implement it. So go ahead, take advantage of this deal. Let me help you guys, and let's make an impact in this world.